Hello, everyone. This is Marcus Wolf, and it has been a very long while. Yes, I finally found a project that I wanted to work on, only because Steam has finally brought, and I was actually surprised, they brought this 15-year-old game onto Steam, and I'm so excited. I just have to play it again. I have not played this in 15 years since it first came out, and well, let me just show you what it is. It's one of my favorite series. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. It's the first three games, and I remember I played the first game when I was 12 years old, and I had no freaking idea what I was doing. It's like, ooh, there's something wrong here. Let's just point out all the lies, and yes, we got it. Yeah, I did not quite understand why they were lying, and some of the details kind of flew over my head. But oh my god, this music's so good. Doo-doo-doo. Ooh, this is some good music. If I had a face cam here, you could tell that you could see me just jams into it. Anyway, let's see. Where's my mouse? There we go. Mouse. There we go. So yes, obviously it's not blind, but it's been 15 years, and I have not played. What are options? And I have not played this game in forever. So I don't think I actually remember any of the cases except for maybe a choice couple, but even then I don't remember any of the whatchamacallit, evidences to present. I'm going to keep it windowed because I need to make sure that my thing is always recording. Get out of here. I need to make sure my thing is always recording, and then this is the best way I can see it without interrupting the flow. Okay, so here's one thing about it. What I will do... There we go. What I will do here is kind of put a challenge to myself, because I know how the gameplay itself plays. So what I will do instead is, except for the first time, things are... Actually, I'll explain it later, okay? But first, let's go into this. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Episode 1, The First Turnabout. And be ready for my cheesy acting. Damn it! Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I gotta find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. Yes, cue cheesy acting. But yes, I'm so excited to be playing this game. Oh my god, I actually wanted to do this, and I was thinking that I'll have to create an emulator for this. I don't have to now. Yes! Oh my god, they really went all out with the new graphics and all that. Damn, it's not that GBA pixelated stuff. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Oh, hiya, Chief. Whew, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Mouse? There we go. Yes. Actually, I kinda owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. So, I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! And I'm not shouting because it's like 11:30 at night and I don't want to wake everyone in my house. My life, everything is all over. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death, despair. Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. Sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell him I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished! Mouse! I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? Well, the newspapers are saying it's you. Anyway, my name's Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts, my best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself into trouble. But there's one thing I can say, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone. He's a good guy at heart. That and I owe one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. August 3rd, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 2. Oh my god, his hair does not look pixelated. I am so used to, like, the, 3DS GBA times. I'm used to a pixelated face and pixelated beard, and now it's, like, all in, like, full 4 HD, whatever the hell they want to call it. Oh my god. Whew. Anyway. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. I'm shaking. My sight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Now, please state the name of the defendant in this case. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Now, next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Whew, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's, no way. I forgot! I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name. Oh, the victim. Of course I know the victim's name. I just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just check it anytime, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? As you can see, court record right here. And this brings into what I wanted to say earlier. You know, you can always go to the court record and reference your evidence in case you ever forget anything. Just to make it an added difficulty for me, because I'm that crazy, I am only going to look at each of the evidence once, meaning that, like, evidence will be presented to you as cases go on. I will only look at the details at that moment, and will never look at my, court record again. Excuse me. And, so basically I'm going to be relying on my memory during all this cheesy talking, to hopefully get the right evidence right. I pray to God. Anyway, here we go. Profiles right here. So see, we have profiles, and we have, obviously, evidence. Cindy's autopsy report, time of death, August 31st, 4 to 5 p.m. Loss of blood due to blunt force trauma. Mia Fey, my boss. Larry Butts, the defendant and my friend. Cindy Stone, the victim, I did not mean to press him. And prosecutor Winston Payne, who lacks presence. Go back. I need to get used to using a mouse for this game. I'm used to DS. Anyway, Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now, tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was, I almost clicked strangled by mistake. That would have been bad. She was hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. 'Cause I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne? Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was this statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. So see, they do the showing and give a basic information. That's what I'm just going to be doing. I'm not going to be looking at the statue anymore at this point. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. You can check the court record anytime and do it frequently. I'm trying not to do fourth wall breakage. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. Expect your chance to respond to prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Ooh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, you watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? Yes, there's this kind of humorous thing going on now and then. Romeo and Juliet, Mark Antony and Cleopatra. The people that wrote the American script for this were very clever. I'll try not to laugh during the jokes, but just to keep the realism. Look, I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. So, but anyway, what's it to you? Mr. Butts, what you described is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you, and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it, they're lies. I won't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Okay. Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude! We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Now tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I? Ixnay. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog? I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Ooh, boy, this is not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, and maybe I didn't. Oh, you went. What do I do? I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there, I went. Dang it. Order. Well, Mr. Butts. Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man, so, like, I didn't see her. Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body. Just before making the gruesome discovery, he saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Order! Order! Mr. Peg, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. Boy, this is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand. And yes, they use puns as names. His name is supposed to be Frank Saw-It, but I always love to call him Mr. Sawit. Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct? Oh yes, newspapers, yes. Mr. Sawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing the apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there. A woman. Not moving. Dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant, sitting right over there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Well, aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawit used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Blackout from noon to 6 p.m. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes? Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor? Alright, right. This is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you were supposed to lie to the testimony the witness just gave. Lie? He was lying? Well, your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? But how do I prove he's not? Well, you hold a key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. So first, find contradictions between the court record and their testimony. Once you've found it, you present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record, then point out the contradictions. I already know. I was selling door-to-door, selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing the apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there. A woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working, so I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remembered the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. Now, there is this button here, but I will go into that later. Right now, we're gonna do what Mia said, and... Now, I know I said I'm not gonna go to the court record, but during testimony, this is the only way you can actually present evidence, so you're just gonna have to go here. But what I would do is, as well as I can, try to stick on the attorney's badge, and then, try to think of these things. But anyway, 1 p.m.? No. She died between 4 and 5, I remember that. So, Mr. Sawit. Objection! You found the body at 1 p.m. Are you sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. It notes the time of death at some time after 4 p.m. There was no body to... well, rather, no body to find at 1 p.m. So how do you explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, that. Oh, well? This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find it hard to believe. Mr. Sawit, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question, honestly. Good job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Oh, wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. I'm terribly sorry about that misunderstanding. I see. You heard a voice saying the time on the taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right? You know what to do. I've got this one. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying it. It probably came from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. Oh, you poor little boy. There was a blackout from noon to 6 p.m. How the hell could she be watching a video of anything? Hold it right there. The prosecution just said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. Now, you couldn't have heard a television or a video. Well... The defense is a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Oh! Wait, I remember now. Mr. Sawit, the court will prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. Martin, you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Now let me just say, not all testimonies are going to be this cut and dry. This is just the very beginning. It's easing you in to how you're supposed to play the game. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. You saw a clock? Well, I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. And here comes one of my most favorite tunes in the Phoenix Wright franchise. This one. Ooh, I just love this tune. I love it, love it, love it. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. No. Now, before I do anything, let me let you hear this music. Complete silence. And that is known as the cross-examination Allegro theme. For those of you that are musically inclined, you know Allegro means a faster version. And it's also more stressful as well. But as you can tell, it brings out this feeling that you are so close and you're just right there. But later on down the line, you'll run into times when this plays, and it's not really a "we're almost there." It's like, oh god damn it, how are we gonna do this? So this theme really encompasses that feeling of, yes, we're almost there, or oh crap, what are we gonna do now? Anyway, I think we all know what the problem is here. Mr. Sawit, oh god, that's not what I wanted. Oh wait, I can use the scroll mouse? Oh, I can use the scroll mouse to go back and forth. That's actually neat. No, stop it. There we go. Anyway. This is the murder weapon, and it ain't no clock, sir. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was a statue. Now how is this supposed to be a clock? Ooh, and my other favorite theme. This one. Corner, this is what it's called. You with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne? As the witnesses stated, this statue is indeed a clock. Then like it's a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like one, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now? Well, keep in mind, he said that he saw the time. Notwithstanding the fact that you also have to tilt the head for the time, how would you know by first glance? Anyone would say it's a statue. Your Honor, there's a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witnesses testified he never entered that apartment. Clearly, a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he... Well, what else? You're lying, Mr. Sawit. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Well, you prove it then. Prove I went in there. Oh, I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order! Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. That's understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never. Look, the clock, I heard, you know, I mean, I saw. Shut up! I hate you! It was him, I tell you! I saw him! He killed her, and he should burn! Give him death! I am not shouting again. Order! Let's train my voice, crap. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright. Your Honor? You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? My whole case is riding on this. I better think through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sewitt heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply sounding the clock. That's the best way to tell. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? Now, I ask the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25. Well, that certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker after all. So we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? Well, it's 11:25. Ugh! As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sewitt heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sewitt, try to talk your way out of this one. Oh, you forget one thing. Uh-oh. What's he talking about now? While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, oh, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. Oh, God, he's right. How the heck am I gonna prove that? Damn it, so close. Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sewitt. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal, You lawyers are all slime. Dang it, you almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Sewitt. Mia, I mean Chief. This is not right. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow on the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking outside of the box. Don't waste time down into facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow, and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? You figured out the reason, and you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Well, considering the victim's history, there is one reason why it might be 3 hours slow. Just one. It might be enough. If we're to assume it was 3 hours slow, why would it be? There is one reason. One possible reason. Wait. Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. She was in Paris on she returned from Paris the day before the murder. Granted, it's possible she had not recalibrated her clock. She's still on Paris time. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. there, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. That clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was actually 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawit? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Ooh, yeah, he hyperventilated to death. Oh, 1 second. Sorry, my clock was ringing and I had to turn off my mic so you wouldn't catch an earful of that annoyance. Anyway, well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness. He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly, and find a true culprit at the same time. Well, thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Botts, not guilty. And with that, this court is adjourned. It turns out that Frank Sawit was just a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawit let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. And that's why he became a murderer. He was surprised and didn't want to get caught. Whew. I still can't believe we won. Right. Good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you, though. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen the trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen a chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Aw, Nick. And don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. I mean, no. I mean, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Windy is gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Thanks. Well, I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat. Oh, no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook, man. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick, can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Oh god. Oh god, wrong button. No, go away. Wait. Crap. I went to options by mistake. Don't that just make you want to cry? I completely forgot what was Larry's voice now. Shit. Larry. Are you so sure? Excuse me? Oh, I forgot he said that. What the heck? I think she thought quite a lot of you, in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me, it's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right, Wright? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him. Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? Well, there's only one thing we have that Larry gave her, and it's a statue. And she kept it with her from her return trip to Paris. That's gotta say something. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some cheap chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever. She probably just needed a little clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little bit better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People do. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right. Listen. Learn. Grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Anyway, I think our work is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me. We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah. Part, at least. Well, you had to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks. And so my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us, unless you count the clock he gave me, I didn't know it then, though. But that clock was going to be at the center of another incident. And I promised to tell the chief about me and Larry. That's going to be one promise I'll never be able to keep. And that, my friends, is the end of the first episode. Yes, saved content. Yes, please. Please save it. Oh, this is new. Oh, this is loud. This is new. What the heck? There we go. Save it here, please, just for the heck of it. And, I will go ahead and call an end to this video because it is stupid long. From here on out, oh, my voice is dying. From here on out, the episodes will be cut into chunks. I only did not cut this one into chunks because it's easy to just go all the way straight through. And my voice is dying. I need to get a drink of water. And it's 12 midnight now, so I'm going to go to bed. So I will see you guys all in the next time. Later, people. Later. How do I end this? Oh, yeah.